Hello, everyone, and welcome to Battle of the Beasts All Generation episode number 66. I'm Adam, and today we got two more beasts fighting out for a spot in round two. Now, both of these beasts, well, one's my favourite of the series it's from, the other is a beast which I really do like. Not my favourite of his series though, but close second. So with this fight, I think it's interesting for what the beasts are, more than anything. And that is because representing Series 12, book number 6, Kamar the Faceless Beast is going against a book from Series 25, The Prison Kingdom, book number 3, Glaki, Spear of the Depths. So I think this fight is interesting solely because of who's fighting today. I actually like both of these beasts. One I do prefer more than the other. This one. Not making it clear which one I like more though. I will not do that. I will not say which one I prefer more. Never going to. But anyway. Battlefield. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. So it needs to be a watery kind of environment for Glaki. So we're gonna have a. Do I go with it? We're gonna go with the clock arena from the Hunger Games Catching Fire. You gotta love it when I keep having to do that area, but I'm gonna have to. So let's get on to the stats. So we're going to start things off with Kamar, the Faceless Beast. Web manipulation. Kamar can shoot webs. Weapon creation. Kamar can mold his webs into weapons like a whip. It is unknown if he's capable of making any other weapons, but we're going to say he can. Weapon mastery. Kamar is skilled with a whip and any other weapon he can create. Equipment. Weapons. And weaknesses, permanent wounds. Kamar's wounds from his battle with Taladon never healed. Well, we're going to ignore those wounds and just say, hey, yeah, Kamar is perfectly healthy. Wounds do last, though. So if Kamar does win this fight, the wounds from his fight with Glaki will stay until round 2. Moving on to Glaki. Strengths, underwater breathing, ice manipulation, water manipulation, natural weaponry, and constriction. Weaknesses is a water requirement. Glaki can only survive out of water for a limited time, dying if he is out of water for too long. So in other words, he can't hold his breath. So if you're best on Glaki, don't hold your breath. I make myself cringe for my own jokes. That's bad. So with that, Kamar versus Glaki. Let's get into this. As the chamber doors open, Kamar scuttles along the spoke of the clock arena, makes his way to the center of the arena. Seeing that he can't see his opponent just yet, he shoots out a web, creates a sword and a shield, ready to defend himself in any way he can. Glaki, meanwhile, has already came out of the underwater chamber and decides to freeze over the entire water that he's in. Kamar sees this and, starting to get a bit unsteady, decides that he might need a bigger weapon. So he puts the sword to his side, creates a spear. Puts the shield down as well, ready with the spear. Let's do this. Kamar, intrigued, seeing if it's actually frozen over completely, prods the water or the ice with the spear, and it seems to just make an ever so slight crack. Kamar, confused by this, is jumped back when Glaki bursts through the ice, roaring at Kamar. Kamar, in utter shock, is readies his spear and chucks it towards Glaki. Glaki deflects it by using the side of his head by just whacking it aside. He slams his tail into the ice, causing it to rise up, turn into sharp needles, and he forces it towards Kamar. Kamar readies his shield and blocks as much of his body as he can as the ice is making its way towards him. At which point, Glaki dives under the water and breaks through on the other side and does the same thing over there. Kamar readies another shield, defending himself from the other side as endless icy icicles are coming his way. Glaki pops round to the first side he was on, in front of Kamar, readies up a giant wave and crashes it right into Kamar. Kamar is swept off his feet and into the water as he's trying to stay afloat. Kamar comes across his sword, which he's gonna keep a hold on as he's lost his grip on his shields, and he's trying to stay afloat, trying to see where Glaki is. He gets back onto the rock spoke, but right then Glaki appears up and shatters the spoke, causing Kamar to get trapped on the tiny fragments of it. Kamar raises his sword and goes to slash at Glaki. Glaki reels back and snaps at Kamar. Kamar, realizing that Glaki seems to be toiling with him, Kamar makes herself a whip and whips it towards Glaki, wrapping the whip around Glaki's neck. Glaki reels back in anger, kind of being suffocated briefly. Kamar holding firm, pulling the whip back whilst Glaki's pulling. Glaki roars, manipulating water to just splash Kamar off his land, and Kamar, losing all balance, is now at Glaki's disposal. Kamar, still holding on to the sword, finds himself coming up towards Glaki. Glaki reels the whip around his neck, causing Kamar to come closer and closer to Glaki, where Kamar uses his sword and goes to stab at Glaki right in the eye. Glaki roars in pain, and summoning up ice, he brings up the fragments and brings them towards him. Kamar, not being able to defend himself, drops down to the water below. However, Glaki knew exactly what he was wanting. The ice shards shattered away the whip that was around his neck, and Glaki dives underneath the water, finds Kamar, and grabs hold of him by the arm with his mouth and pulls him deeper and deeper. Kamar is struggling to get out, trying to attack Glaki at any point he can, but Glaki is simply ignoring it, pulling him deeper and deeper and deeper, in which Glaki chomps down completely on Kamar's arm, and Kamar roars in pain, causing all the air in his lungs to escape. Kamar realizes he needs to get out of there, or he's going to drown. So Kamar punches Glaki away, and with the one arm he has left, tries to swim up, but Glaki's not having it. He wraps his whole body around Kamar and stays underneath whilst Kamar is struggling to get free. Unable to, though. Glaki can see that Kamar's just getting weaker and weaker until his head just flops over, in which Glaki releases his grip off of Kamar and he just floats up to the top, dead. Glaki, satisfied with his kill, has skulking his way back to his chamber, ready for round 2. So with that, Glaki has won, Kamar has lost. If you think Kamar should have won, please in the comments below why you think that. However, my word's final and Glaki's moving on to round 2. So I gave Glaki the win because of the giant size advantage that Glaki has, but also that Kamar couldn't really do much, because when he gets underwater, he's pretty much at Glaki's disposal, in which Glaki can easily just be like, okay, I'm just going to keep him underneath until he drowns. That's exactly what he did. Kamar was able to hold his own above ground, but when he was in the water, above the water, when he was above the water, he was able to hold his own, but when he was underwater, there was nothing he can do. So with that, I had to give Glaki the victory. But with that being said, that's all for this time. If you like what you saw, leave a like, leave a comment, don't forget to subscribe, press the little notification bell down the corner below, and I'll see you next time.